So lately I've been thinking a lot about you, whoever chooses to listen to me, which I'm very, very grateful for, even if there's only one of you out there, because I know how important time is these days. I know how important attention is these days. So what I have been thinking about lately so much is how to bring this message to you and touch your heart, and through touching your heart make you understand how important it is to start thinking differently about how we live inside buildings specifically, how we build our buildings and what kind of materials we use. This is different from just talking about air conditioning. It's different from talking about regular air purifiers, because the fact is most people don't do anything to purify the air, and those who do usually end up with the wrong product. And the indoor air in modernized countries like Finland, where I am living right now, like the States, like the UK, like Germany, Australia. So it doesn't matter what the climate is around, but the indoor air these days is absolutely horrible. And let me tell you why. So this is the basis for the problem I'm gonna lay out now. It might sound horrifying at first, but trust me, you need to hear this. So let's say we build a house, any kind of structure. Let's say it's a wooden house. Sounds natural, right? So we build a 2-story house. It's for a family of 4 or 5 people with like 3 or 4 living rooms, bedrooms, and a big living room, kitchen, toilets, whatever. So the materials that go into that house, they might appear as to be of natural origins, but the process they go through makes them toxic. Yeah, you heard me, toxic. The levels of toxicity in individual building materials is quite low, but here's the kicker. When you put it all together and you seal off the walls and of course the ceiling, you get windows, and these days the windows, they don't let anything through, which has its benefits. So you're essentially building a box where these chemicals that are in the building materials itself, in your walls, in your floor, in the cement, in everything, in the painting. So they begin to mix up with each other in the air, through the air. So some of these chemicals build 3rd and 4th kinds of chemicals because they interact with each other. So you might very possibly, and probably you will have in a new house, poisonous gases. So the levels might be quite small, but in some cases they're actually quite off the chart. You don't smell them, and you don't necessarily have a reaction right away, but they're there. And the biggest harmful thing is that we spend, of course, most of our time inside. So essentially, we are building gas chambers. We're building gas chambers, and it's not just the money we put in. I mean, a house is probably the single most expensive item we will ever purchase, and it should be a safe haven, but more often than not, it's not safe. And you can dig into this, and it's actually a huge problem. And then when you add all the functions that you normally have in a house, like cooking, cooking indoors, and just a normal example, frying something in a frying pan releases so much toxic waste gases that stay, even if you have modernized ventilation. The dead skin we shed is a lot. I mean, a family of 4 might shed close to 10, 20 pounds a year of dead skin, which is distributed evenly all over the place inside, and you breathe it constantly in. So if we could see the actual inside air in our homes, we wouldn't go there at all. The same goes to public buildings, schools, shopping malls, etc. And the worst of it all is that these gases produce something that is called cancer-causing substances or carcinogens, and there are around 200, 300 of them commonly around in building materials. So that's a problem. There are some solutions around. So they vary from anything of getting some sort of machine, but there are only a few. There are only a few that work, to getting some sort of measurement equipment, to actually remodeling your home or house or building a new one. So these different layers of solutions. And I really want people to understand this problem. You are allowed to freak out a little bit. And I'm not even over exaggerating when I say that if, God forbid, if we get cancer, it's not as we think, that it's A, mysterious, or B, from the food, those can be, but it's normally C. We get it from airborne particulate matter, which is all around us, especially indoors. So that's it, folks. And the startup I have founded is especially working on a solution to first measure, and secondly detect, thirdly neutralize these cancer-causing substances. And in the meanwhile, my task, my passion, and my mission is actually to talk about various solutions and also lay out the problem, how it is. Because all of us, we deserve, if one thing, it's clean air that we all can breathe safely. It's a basic human right of which we are at the moment sadly deprived of. So please stay tuned. Please, if you feel that this is something you need to know about, please share this message and keep on listening, because I have so much to share to you, and I know that I can help you to live a healthier, better life, and especially building a safer, better society, because we all need a safe place to live in. Thank you.